Back March 1st. I'll be back March 1st.
All right. I believe we are live, ladies. Welcome. Welcome to our Unseen Roots Live show. I'm Lionel Gentle, your host. And with me today, I have Krissie Harris. But before we start, we're going to have a little promo from our host, hostess, which is Carmen. Oh, we're up and going. Thank you for the thumbs up. We've got a little message from the Evanston Public Library that we want to share. Carmen, please take it away.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carmen Francelno. I am the Family Engagement Coordinator here at the Evanston Public Library. Before we get started with our Unseen Roots Live podcast, I wanted to share a few programs with you that are coming up in the next couple weeks here at the library. The first program I'd like to highlight is AHA, Active Healthy Aging. This is a program for older adults ages 60 plus with a focus on fitness and movement. Tomorrow is our next monthly session on February 8th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Robert Crown Community Center. And the title is Senior Power for Safety with Joe Conley. These are monthly sessions, and after tomorrow's session, our next session is March 14th, titled Dancing for Joy with Mather Community Initiatives. We do ask that you register for these programs, and that can be done on our website, org/events. Our next event is Valentine's Day. So in celebration of Valentine's Day, we are having a Valentine's Day Sip and Paint this Friday, February 9th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Temperance Beer Company. We do try to have Sip and Paints fairly regularly around holidays, and so this is our next one. We had one on the 2nd for Black History Month to kick off Black History Month, and so this is our one to celebrate Valentine's Day. So come on out, Temperance Beer Company. The last time I checked, there were 5 seats left. So if you are interested in participating, please go to our website, epl.org/events, and look for February 9th and register for the Valentine's Day Sip and Paint. The next program is the Saturday Repair Cafe, a climate action program. This happens usually on a monthly basis. Our next one is Saturday, February 10th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Robert Crown Branch Library. This is an opportunity to get small appliances, electronics, some sewing, some jewelry repaired with the help of community volunteers. There is a sign up for this just so that the volunteers and staff know how many people to expect and the types of repairs that are needed. So go ahead to our website, epl.org/events, look for Saturday, February 10th, find the Repair Cafe, and go ahead and sign up if you are interested. Moving into highlighting some of our Black History Month programs, on Sunday, February 11th, that is this Sunday at 2 p.m., we will be screening The Little Mermaid from 2 to 4:30 p.m. Prior to the start of the movie screening, we will be offering mermaid crafts at 1 p.m. in the children's area in the art garden. So come on out. This is a family-friendly event. 2 to 4:30 is the movie screening, and starting at 1 o'clock, there will be an opportunity to create mermaid crafts. This is a drop-in program, so registration is not required. Our next program is an open mic and karaoke night. This is happening on Wednesday, February 14th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at Double Clutch Brewing Company. The first half of the night will be focused on open mic. So if you have a talent that you would like to share with the community, please come on out and we'd love to have you. And then that will be followed by a night of karaoke. So we are excited for this program. Please go to our website and sign up, epl.org/events. Look for Wednesday, February 14th. Find open mic and karaoke night and sign up to attend and or perform. We have an Organ Donation and African Americans, Near Tragedy to Triumph. This is a program happening on Friday, February 16th from 6:30 to 7:30. This will be held at the Robert Crown Community Center. It's an opportunity to hear about organ donation and its effects on our African American community, as well as to hear from someone who has experience with organ donation themselves. So again, the registration is open, epl.org/events. Finally, we have a full list of Black History Month programming that is happening. This is a calendar that does not include all of the events that we have going on, but it does highlight a few. You may have seen some posters around town. We have one at the Fleetwood Jordan Community Center. We have one at the Civic Center. And then of course we have one here at the main library and the Robert Crown Library branch. If you are interested in the full comprehensive list of programming that is happening for this month, please go ahead to epl.org/Black History Month to register and to find out more about other programs that are happening. Again, this is not a comprehensive calendar. The comprehensive list can be found on our website. And lastly, go ahead and visit us and follow us. We are at the main library, 1703 Orrington, the Robert Crown Library branch at 1801 Main Street. Our website is epl.org. In order to see our events, you can go to epl.org/events to register for programs. And then we can also be found and followed on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you for listening. And now here is our Unseen Roots.
Now, I'm very thankful for that because Carmen always helps me set this up. So I don't mind taking some time and let, the promotions go live. Thank you again, Carmen.
Nice lineup.
Also want to thank my wife, Tracy Fulse, gentle. She's always very helpful, and without her, none of this happens. I also want to thank Evanston Cradle to Career again. Also, without them, none of this happens. Kim is a dog in a good way. Thank you, Kim. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So with that, we will get started. Hello, Krissie. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
I want to thank you again for being here. I know you were a little under the weather,
Yes.
but being a trooper that you are, what more can I ask for?
That's Black female power. That's nothing more than that. Yeah. I was down. I'm allergic to fish, and somebody microwaved some fish and took me out for about a week. So, but this was important. So you get up and you grind.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So let's get this started. And before we get started, may I ask you, because I had some set questions.
Okay.
Can I spring you with a couple of surprise questions?
Come with it.
All right. So as we get started, the way I like to start off all my podcasts are, my first question is, who are you?
I am. So where am I supposed to look? There.
You can look at me. You can look at the people.
Look up
you can
there.
look. Yes, ma'am.
I am Krissie Harris. I am 5th generation Evanstonian. I am a Black woman. I am a mother. I'm a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I am God-fearing. I am a member of Second Baptist Church. I work at Oakton College. I am on the city council. And those are the titles. That isn't the essence of who I am, but those are the things that people may know me from or for. Who I am, I'm a Black woman, a proud Black woman, an Evanstonian, a daughter, a mother. That's who I am.
Yes. What has been the life-forming incident in your life?
Being born, right? That's real. That's real. Being brought to this earth, and that meant there was a purpose bigger than me, right? Because I didn't make that decision. Being born into the family that I'm in, that's not a mistake. God puts people where they need to be. Any other family I couldn't have handled, and they most definitely couldn't have handled me. So being a Harris, being a Martin, being a Marion, being a Gilbo, those are the things that made a difference on how this whole game could have gone, right? So really just being born, and ironically April 1st, April Fool's Day, just set it in motion.
Yeah. Your mother is well known in Evanston, Miss Martin, and I also have one of my other guests, Chief Martin here, and I accidentally heard her say something about tell your mother to take on me in the hallways.
Chief Stewart, yeah. Yes. Yeah, my mom, Denise Martin, all the respect goes to her,
Yes, it
right?
does.
After God, it goes to my mom. I say I'm Evanston, but she's Evanston. So I'm Junior Evanston. Yeah, my mom is the dopest person I know, and that's just real. She was my principal, and that was hard. That was real hard because I was bad. I'm no longer bad. I have been delivered. But that was rough.
Yeah.
That was rough having a principal for a mom that was unapologetically Black before that was the thing to do. My mom had an afro since maybe 70. She was Black. She taught Black history. When I came home from school, I got another school lesson because in her mind, it was clear educational system wasn't doing enough to make us understand what Black was and is. So I always had that lesson, and that was powerful. I didn't understand it then and kind of resented it as a kid, like, oh, Mom, I just spent all day in school. Or the other side was I couldn't do things because people like, you can't come with us.
Yeah.
Your mom find out, it's over, right? And I'm like, oh, I want to be bad. Or, hey, we want you to come with us because of what your mom did for us. So, yeah, Denise Martin is fire.
Yeah. As a Black woman, what is your greatest superpower?
Whew. Being present, I think being available. As Black women, we're going to make it happen, period. There's no, it can't happen. That's why I'm here today. Right? My sisters are here to support me. I'm here to support them. If we can't do it, it can't be done.
Yes.
So whether that's myself or my team, my comrades, even my enemies, we have made a decision for our people that it's never enough. Even when it is enough, then we pass the baton to somebody who says, can you carry this while I can't? I got to go take care of this, because it's never, we're not doing it it's because we have something else to do.
Yeah.
So I think my superpower is our superpower, is our skin, is our determination.
And she said she got off the phone, or she said she got a phone call, and before she could pick up the phone, there you were. Okay, Chief, what are we gonna do?
Mhm.
Before she could even react. And I think that goes to what you were just saying. Do you know any other way to do things?
No. I pick up the phone. I don't have a lot of time. When it's important to not only me, but to my community, I'm calling. Let's do this. What do we need to do? No isn't an answer. She was there. We both were calling each other, right? Because Chief Stewart is a bad mamma jamma
Man,
herself.
say it again.
I'm honored that she's here to hear me. But what is the other option? To perish? And let's be clear, the forces have already tried that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not an option. Even when we want to lay down, we can't. We can't. We have children, and if we don't have children, our friends have children. And it isn't about the right now, it's about making sure that legacy for the future. So there is no other. And my purpose will be done the day I die. That's when I know I'm done. Not before.
That takes me to my next question. What nourishes you?
Everybody here, my friends, my family. Without them, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm not a superhero. We collectively are the cape, right? So it isn't just me. It's the people I know. It's the resources that are made available to me. So there's many things I just can't do. But I know somebody who, if they can't, they know somebody. So I think the spider web of love and blackness and abilities is what the nourishment is, knowing that if I can't, I'm not defeated. The purpose will continue because I can reach out to somebody who knows something. So the connection game is great. Everybody in here has a purpose just like I do.
Yeah, yeah. Who has helped you to become the woman you are today?
My mom, my dad. I had 2 dads. I'm telling y'all, God knew he needed to give me extra help. When I was born, I had 5 generations. So I had a great-great-grandmother, great-grandmother, grandmother, mother, great-grandfather, grandfather, and 2 fathers. And just that wealth of knowledge, it's amazing.
You had a village before you even stepped out of the house.
Before I was here, God was preparing them.
Yeah.
They said, Krissie gonna be a mess. Let me get this village because she's not going to play. So I need to get a village that is not going to play either and help mold that, because nothing but the grace of God. The line between good and bad or right and wrong is thin. And every day we have to make a choice on which side we landing on and why we landing on that side. And so it's not about me. It's so much bigger. Even in my mistakes, there's some lesson for somebody, even myself, to be created and learned from. So yeah, before I got here, there was a plan. Before my children got here, there was a plan. If my children have children, there's already a plan. It's a great creation. And we have to have the mustard seed faith. We have to have the tenacity to not be turned around. I can't not do something because my great grandparents did it, right? They came from Abbeville and Como, Mississippi with nothing, gave me everything. How can I not do from them not having anything? It would be disrespectful. And that, for me, if you know anything about me, disrespect to get me off my square and make me set a room on fire. So that's because that's what was ingrained with me.
Yeah, no, I've actually seen that happen. It is nothing nice, but you know, it just goes to show you're supposed to carry yourself with respect, because you never know what the other side of someone is.
Yep.
And you may not want to see that other side.
No, you don't. Trust me, you don't. It's nothing nice because I'm respectful.
Yeah.
And if you've ever seen me be disrespectful, I apologize, but there was a lesson in that too. Somebody needed to understand something that they didn't know coming to me. And I need to be clear with them. We're not going to do that again.
Yeah.
I don't play with people, and I will never be played with.
Mm-hmm.
So respect is big. And as a Black woman, if we don't hold on to that, then becomes the crumble of our dynasty. That is it right there. And that's why, Black women always are characterized as having an attitude. No, we're just not playing.
Yeah.
We're not a toy. We're creatures, we're beings. And if we allow that, we are disrupting our dynasty. And I believe there's a dynasty for us.
Yeah, I know there is. Do you believe you're living in your purpose? Why or why not?
I'm getting there. I don't know what my dynasty, I don't know what my purpose is yet. I wake up with that. And some people be like, really? I don't know what it is I'm supposed to do, but when I get there, it'll be very comfortable to me. I will be able to relish and bring other people, because it isn't just it isn't just me. I'm just the catalyst for right now. and we know about trending. So right now it's me, tomorrow it's somebody else. We have to use that power or talent to further the whatever that thing is. Am I there yet? No. What it is, I don't know. And as I stated before, when I get there, then I'll be able to rest. And I honestly believe that rest is death. So I don't know that I want to be there yet. But if my time comes, I'm going to wear it with honor.
Yeah.
Because the angels, they too are preparing for their descent to get us back and get things right. So whether I'm an angel in a spiritual sense or a person in a, to be reckoned with here, either way, it's a serious matter.
Yeah, no doubt, yeah. What do you wish you had more of in your life?
I want to say time, but I don't, right? 24 hours is enough, but it isn't. I don't know that 25 hours would make it would just make me an hour more tired. So I don't know that I want that extra hour. I think, what could I have more of? I think that's a good question. I'm going to struggle to say like-minded people, right? Because my mind is not like anyone else's, and I don't like group think. But understanding our potential and our power. I wish everybody could really understand where they are and their purpose. And then I think a lot of people struggle with that, and then they flounder. I struggle with my purpose, but I keep moving. I am not going to be, if you stop to count a casualty and to figure out what your purpose is, you become a casualty yourself. So you keep moving until you figure out what that target is. You hit it, you assess, and you move to the next. So, yeah, a lot of everything. And maybe the basic answer would be money, but I don't believe that's it.
You're not basic, though. That's not the
Nah.
answer. That is not the answer.
No.
What would it look like if you were only doing what you wanted to be doing in your life?
I don't even have a clue. What I wanted to do? I wasn't sent here for me. I wasn't sent here. None of us were sent here for ourselves. So doing what I want to do would be just travel. And I do that, but that's selfish. And collectively, we make that spider web that I talked about. So I can't just be what's best for Krissie, what do I want to do? You weave that in. You figure out, how do you do that? Okay, you serve your community, then you take off a little bit, you travel to nourish my soul, come back, and then I start from ground zero again. What's going on? What did I miss? What happened because I wasn't on my square? Because there will be consequences to every choice, even good choices, there's consequences. So what do I now have to come back and fix and deal with and make amends for? So, but travel is my thing. Travel is my thing. And the pandemic slowed that down, but about to get back on that.
Yeah, you said something interesting just now, because I was reading, you're also, if I'm not mistaken, on the reparations committee for
Yes, I am.
Evanston. And so I read where they were sort of breaking down how it's going to go, and you mentioned about educating people with the money that they're going to receive. And I read this on Facebook, so
we'll take that with a grain of salt.
Right.
We'll get it right, though.
Right.
It's
A
okay.
woman clapped back and said, sort of, how dare she tell people how to use their money and so on and so forth. I immediately knew why you did it, because it makes sense. Educate people on how to use their money so that they will have more of it and they can make more of it with what's given to them. But I don't think she understood. Can you explain?
I think she understood.
Okay.
I think she wanted a platform, and I'm okay with that. I don't contradictory assumptions, because you ask before you assume. And I had the newspaper quote me correctly. They did track what they said. What I said is we're offering, so there's a mandatory meeting. You got to come and hear what we have to say about your money and understand it. But there will be a room, and we've decided to make it a couple different times where you learn educational things. We're not telling you what to do with it as we said you are supposed to, right? It's supposed to be spent in Evanston, supposed to make a difference. Do with it as you wish. We're not monitoring the money, but I want people to have information. Not everybody counted on the $25,000. Maybe they don't have a specific need. We always have a need, but they don't have to do it right now. Well, maybe nobody thought about putting it in a CD. Let it grow for a minute. Or they haven't thought about their children are going to college. This is untaxed dollars. Put that in a 529B and let it grow for your children. Giving people information is never going to be wrong. Now, what you do with the information is your choice. You clap back, and we'll see what your 25 look like. And did it help the people? Because again, this money is about uplifting the community. That was why one of the things I said is I encourage everybody who gets it to make a donation to Shorefront. Shorefront made this possible for us by doing the research and the historical look. Give something to them to be able to create and keep doing that work. So I got it. People always want to have something to say. I do too. Right. Hurt my feelings? Not at all. That's your opinion. We all have some. But again, I've talked about being selfish. What you do does not, excuse me, just affect you. That $25,000, how you spend that is up to you. But what are you doing? Evanston is giving it to you. What are you doing with it? So the article was, it was just a misunderstanding. They do have to go to a session with the city, and then the educational part is here's opportunities you may have thought about. We actually have some banks that are going to help with even better finance and lending. Well, if we don't offer that, how did you know that? Who's going to do that work for you? So I get it, If I ever listened and spent a lot of time wondering what people thought, I wouldn't be who I was.
This is true. And so also in that vein, we had an interview when you were running for council board. And so.
And that's coming back up, y'all.
And so you said, which I love, to me with complaints.
Sir, and it doesn't have to have much behind it, but it doesn't mean you weren't heard. It doesn't mean you were disregarded. It just means, no, that's not what we're going to take. No, we can't. Healthy right now has been my main focus now, but I'm going to try my best to be there. Being healthy, making sure everybody around me is healthy and has what they need. So that's been my focus right now, just because of the health concern I had.
Who are some of your co-conspirators? The people that help you help you to meet the challenges facing you.
Everybody here, again, my family, my mom, my kids, my children, my best friend, my cousin. We have it's a trio, the cousinhood.
Yeah.
That's my crew, but everybody.
Yeah.
I don't have any. Oh yeah, Oakton, my Oakton crew. See, when you name one, you got to name them all. My family. My sorority, others, the D9 in general. I call and say, hey, my mom's AK, friends at Sigma Gamma Rose. Hey, we need to do something. Everybody comes to the table and says, how do we all help? It isn't an individual. Again, we go back to that collective community, different colors, but same conscious. That's my co-conspirator. this is not a I production.
Yeah.
I may be the front. I don't pay taxes, or I'm not as person. I pay taxes. I pay more taxes than I'm paying. that's some regular stuff. I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't
No
know why my
worries.
watch keeps telling me it's 7:15. Working together, reaching out, going back to being neighborly. We knew when somebody down the street was sick, because we didn't see them going to Snackery. We didn't see them going to Bill's. So somebody checked on somebody. We don't do that anymore. We're afraid to do that.
Yeah.
We're afraid of our youth. We need to snatch them up, because if we don't trust and believe, the devil will, and he is.
Yeah.
So getting back to what we know, to the basics, to the ground, and being a caring community for each other, even in differences. My great-grandmama maybe didn't like her neighbor, but she took care of her because that was her neighbor. And if somebody tried to harm her neighbor, that filters over to my house. If you set that house on fire, you set mine on fire.
Yeah.
And we don't look at it like, oh, that's their house. As long as I'm okay. It's not like that. And that is not how we have thrived. We've thrived as a community, as a unit, as a support agent for each other. So that's where we got to get back to the basics.
Yeah. Do you and your mother still give, I think it's a scholarship to someone graduating from high school?
So we have a foundation in my dad's name, and we don't give scholarships because we felt like that was covered enough. But what we do is help support entrepreneurial endeavors. So we helped with eye candy when she was helping the kids do hair. And we helped with this past year, it was called Mental, where Black men were getting the mental support that they needed in a community, and a father, or not even just learn, because it's innate. Mm-hmm. It's just, we watch these things that turn us around. Mm-hmm. So helping get people together. So we do that on an annual basis. And then we have taken over what Dolores Holmes and, excuse me, we honor 38 youth, and that will be at ETHS.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah. That's nice. I'm going to write down the name, Mary Wilkerson.
Yep, Mary Wilkerson.
What visions do you have for your community?
What vision? See, that's community. Somebody saying that something is happening and paying attention, and that's important for the bigger picture. So again, thank you because I was just gonna struggle. I know. They got me. I know. I'm sorry. Could you ask your question? Give me being silly. I didn't.
No, you don't know. No. We family.
Let's kick off our shoes. Right. Let's chill out. Let's talk about the dozen, mama and them. No.
What visions do you have for your community?
I think getting back to that basics, becoming a community again, and looking out for one another and saying, Kelly, I saw Kendall, and I don't think she was supposed to be over there. Is everything all right? Or Kendall, yo, come here. What you doing over here? This ain't where you supposed to be. And somebody doing that for my kids. It'd be like, Romel, Alexis, what y'all doing? You know your mama gonna kill you. Getting back to that, that's where we were most successful. That's when we had, a Black Wall Street. That's when we had all of the businesses on Church and Dodge, because we all worked collectively. We spent our Black dollar there. We supported each other, and we made brotherly and sisterly correction. Yeah. It didn't have to be on Facebook and I don't agree with whatever. Yeah. Hey, Krissie, I didn't agree with that. Can you explain that more? And we just have to get better at supporting each other, because it's easy to tear down. And this age, that's all it's about. Everybody getting likes and ticks and clicks.
Yeah. It's very true. Like, my wife calls me, Gladys Kravitz, because I'm always looking in my neighborhood like, who are you? Where you coming from? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So you did that yesterday. You're doing that today, and so
Mhm.
like my neighbor, he'll call me, hey man, I saw Masai doing da 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 da. Okay, cool, good looking, bro.
Yep.
But it's to your point. It's funny, but it's we need to get back to
It's
that.
necessary.
Yeah.
It saved me from doing, again, as a youth, knowing and having that respect is gone,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And knowing, taking that 2-minute check to say, I say, what would my mama say? If this gets back to my mom, not what would Jesus say, but what would Denise say if this happened?
Yeah.
Because her strike is mighty too, right?
Right.
So what happens if this goes viral?
Yeah.
What does that mean for my reputation, my mom's reputation, everything that we've done? Does that just get wiped out by one bad decision that, had I just stopped, dropped, and thought about it, would have been different? Different communities raise their children to be presidents of the United States, and we don't.
Yeah.
Part of that is survival. We just want our children to grow up in America because it's hard. But if we set their minds on, this is what it looks like, and if you make these mistakes here, you can't do this. Even though the last president showed us you can be a fool and be a president, but it won't work for us like that.
Yeah.
So don't be confused that we have that privilege. It's not going to happen. But we have to instill a purpose in our children, bigger than TikTok, bigger than Instagram, bigger than sports. And I'm not knocking sports. If that's what gets you out, but bring somebody with you. Jalen Hurd did that, right? He got a sister to represent him. And the quarterback from the Ravens, they was like, you need
Lamar Jackson. His mom
yes, they were like, you got to get somebody. He was like, no, my mama.
Yeah.
And she got him a good deal.
Yeah.
We have to be that. She got him a great deal. And then he didn't have to pay them people on the side. Just had to pay mama and them, which he was going to do anyway.
Yeah.
We have to do that. But we have to raise our children to be that.
Yeah.
We can't say, we want this and we're not emulating that or promoting that or showing our children it can be that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned the attorney, and I got big dreams too. She's on my list because her Jalen Hurts was her second client. Her first client was Quentin Williams, and he literally hired her from day one.
Yeah.
She represented him from day one. And if I'm not mistaken, she represented him before she moved over to Clutch Sports, but I digress.
But still, and let's see how we get her on your show. Let's see.
Don't worry about that. I'm on that. I'm persistent. I can be persistent.
Okay.
Borderline annoying.
Yeah. and that's okay. That's what it, right? If you want it, you're gonna. And we learn that as a kid, mama.
Yeah.
Okay, go on and get it. So
I got you. I just let me work it out my sketch and her as well, because when we interviewed, you said there were some things you could not mention that were going to happen in the second ward. You weren't sure about them.
Right.
Can I guess, was the aux one of them?
One, and there's some other stuff we're working on, trying to really just blow out the water.
Yeah.
Financially, it's a waiting game sometimes. We playing spade, bid jump, show your hand.
Right on. And so the way I like to wrap this up,
but I think maybe that's the right word, and put on the people that they belong. And I'm not all life will fail to exist, because the first bones were Black people, indigenous people of this world. And nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to work, because who's going to motivate you? Even if it's negative motivation, who's going to motivate you? Who's going to get beat and still do the work? Who's going to encourage? Who's going to nurture? Who's going to make a way or no way? Sisters. and our brothers. There's no disrespect to brothers because I've had superhuman brothers in my life. But we're talking about Black women, and we unfortunately right now are the most disregarded thing. Not even people. Our Black bodies are not protected. Our Black souls. If we don't nurture each other, we're not nurtured. We're seen through, we're seen past. And when we get a break and do it, everybody's in awe. When we knew we had this, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
But everybody's like, oh my God, you did that. Yeah, we knew that. So Liberation Day, when we can take the throne and share it with everybody and push on because it doesn't stop. So
Yeah. What's next for you?
in a couple hours, I will be heading to New Zealand.
Okay.
With my family for a bit, and I'm very excited about that to see what that looks like. But then it's a busy time for me at Oakton. I'm responsible for making sure 500 graduates get across that stage seamlessly. And that's important to me because many of them will never have another graduation. And this is the nourishment that they need, this nourishment that their kids or their siblings need to see for them to take that next step and know that, this is part of the race because it's in the finish line. This is just part of the race. So a lot of things happening and elections are coming up.
Yeah.
Yep, I will rerun for the 24th.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yes, you did.
I had a real, I know I said that was the last question, but another question, since you're from, because as I was, doing a little research and I saw your title, I couldn't help but think that your title at Oakton is pretty much the same as like the council member. but at the same time, I say that because do you ever have students see you outside of Oakton in your own community?
Mhm.
Because I know like the chief, they'll run into the chief when she doesn't have on a uniform,
Right,
which is kind of a lot of the times, and I love that about her.
right.
And it made me wonder about your position at Oakton.
Most definitely. Oh, I
and
have
the
some
as well.
amazing students who make it in this world, bigger than me.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
It isn't, I want to stifle them to where I am. I want them to, a good teacher teaches beyond what they are, right? It pushes them. So I have a student, Amber went to Vanderbilt, killed it, full ride to Vanderbilt. I have a student who's now a lawyer and doing civil rights kind of work, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I see the students and we chuckle. I'm when anywhere you see me, I am me,
Yeah.
right?
No doubt.
Yeah, I'm me. I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
So at church, I might be a little more Jesus me, but I'm me. You gonna get the real deal.
Right,
It's just gonna be in Ecclesiastics, right? But I call my students. I don't get in trouble, but people like shouldn't call them kids. When I call them kids, I have a different relationship because my kids I want to succeed. A student is this over there. So my kids, I want my students to succeed beyond their wildest dream, whatever that is. And that doesn't have to be a lofty lawyer and this and that. They may want to be a plumber, be the best plumber you're going to be.
Yeah.
Fixing car, we're getting back into the trade because
Yeah.
I want to be a doctor and a lawyer. Doctors drive cars that need automotive help, right? They own homes that need a plumber.
Yeah.
They need electricians to hook up the 90-inch TV. And we forgot about that trying to arrive somewhere.
Yeah.
So making sure everybody has a place to arrive only embellishes and encourages other people. So
Yeah.
Are they the same kind of, sort of, not really? Because at Oakton, people don't talk to me the way they try to talk to me at the city. So
I know that's right.
yeah, the city don't after one time per
Yeah.
person.
Oh, of course,
So,
of
but
course.
yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the quotes was, I meet you once, I meet you twice, then the third time we know who we are.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
Well, Krissie, I want to thank you.
Well, no, let me
this was
say thank
awesome.
you for doing this. This is so important. Our roots are important. And for somebody to showcase everyday people, right? Because we always want the Obamas, we always want the Michelles and the Kamalas, but they were Krissies.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
Joe Butch Martin, Bernard Harris, Rufus Harris before they became, right? Beyonce was Beyonce before she was Beyonce. So this is important. It's important to have these stories. It's important to share these stories. It's important to for our culture. So thank you for having the foresight to see this. This is important work, and I appreciate that you invited me to the table.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.